Hello guys, welcome to Europa, Historia, welcome back. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Europa Park that we were working on, and we're gonna jump right into it, what we're working on, and that is, this huge Roman Cathedral, which is actually based off the Roman Basilica in, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I'll put the name like somewhere up there. And then I'll also post a picture of what it looks like as well. So yeah, we're going to be building that. That is a major inspiration of this basilica. And it was formally created in the 4th century, as far as I know, when I researched. And apparently it wasn't finished until 1300 or something. I think that was the year, which is crazy to me. It took almost like 1,000 years to finish. I think it's actually more than that. I think it's 1,700. Yeah, it's crazy though that it took that long to finish it. But yeah, so we'll be working on the Roman Cathedral Basilica this entire episode just because it's such a pinnacle part of this whole Roman area, so it's very, very important that I got this right. So yeah. If you don't know what this park is about, this park is a European history amusement park, where we take basically Disney's idea of American adventure and throw that into European history, and basically take that side of it. So yeah, so we're doing that, and I think the really cool thing about doing this project is there's just so many different themes and different ideas that you have to do with this kind of park. It's not just one theme, one thing, and that's it. It's not like pirate Egyptian, like, sort of thing, like you just do whatever you want. You really have large amounts of inspiration, you have large amounts of research to do. Like, I've done a lot of research on the next 2 areas, because I'm actually ahead in recording. The reason there's no real-time section in the last one and this one. There should be a real-time in the next one, or the one after that, at the very least. Yeah, so hopefully we can get that real-time in there, because that is very important. Definitely go look at episode 1 if you haven't seen it yet, because that is actually talk about all the different areas I'm going to be doing, why I'm doing it, what the challenge is about this entire project, and all after that. So as I'm building the Roman Basilica, actually one of the biggest inspirations that got me the idea to kind of do this sort of project was actually Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. Now, if you don't know Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, there's a scene in the Venice section where they basically go to, how do I put this? They basically go to Venice and they go to this fake library inside the Basilica, or this new library inside the Basilica, and they do all the archaeological stuff, whatever. But what happens is that entire cathedral, the entire cathedral is right outside. There's a huge plaza, and in here, that actually was like, oh, there's this huge plaza and this huge empty space, like, right in front of it. I could do that same idea. Thing was, I was gonna actually take the Basilica in, the Roman Basilica in, Indiana Jones, movie. The problem with that is that it actually did not work out, because, when I was looking into it, it was only from the 14th century, I'm pretty sure, I think it was the 14th century, which is not what I wanted. I wanted, authentic, ancient Roman Basilica. Technically mine isn't, but I'm just gonna assume that they just didn't finish parts of it. but then finish most of it, and I still get the same sort of idea of, because it's the only basilica. Because actually, interestingly enough about my research is that, so cathedrals weren't a thing before the 4th century, or after before the 4th century, yeah. The reason being is because most people would just only worship at home, apparently. So large gatherings of worship weren't a thing, so churches and cathedrals weren't created at the time, which is actually really fascinating. And then after the 4th century, 5th century, 6th, 7th, 8th, they started making churches and cathedrals, and that's why a lot of development started in the 4th century and continued to develop over the time. So yeah, the next step after this whole Roman area, which we are basically finishing now, I mean, this will pretty much be the finishing touch, is the Greek area, the ancient Greek. Ancient Greek is actually going to be entirely, like, Greek countryside, because I don't want to do a Greek city. The problem with the Greek city is that you're kind of screwed when it comes down to it, like, pretty much screwed, because you actually need, like, it's really stupid, because, yeah, like, you have to, it's basically literally a duplicate of the Roman area, and I don't want to do it on the Roman area. I want to do something different, because the Roman area was fun, but I also don't want to keep building just buildings everywhere. Like, I want to do something new, I want to do something different, and so that's why I'm going to do something much different with the Greek area. It's still going to be somewhat similar, in the architecture, because that is the Roman architecture. It's literally Greek, with some aspects of Rome, like aqueducts, arches, Colosseum, etc., etc., etc. So those things are very different. So yeah, those are very different. But things like huge temples with, like, you know, huge column temples, those aren't as prevalent in, or no, they are prevalent in both, and that's kind of like a big thing in both. So with that idea, I still have to sort of copy it over when it comes to that. So yeah, that'll be the Greek area. We'll definitely have 4 different rides in the Greek area. So one coaster, one, like, star coaster for the area, one kiddie coaster, and a flat ride, or yeah, 2 flat rides, one being thrill. Actually, no, 3 flat rides, 2 of them being thrill. And that'll sort of cap off the Greek area, ancient Greek area. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to do. And then, yeah, so those will be those parts. And then after the ancient Greek area, we'll move on to the Norwegian section, and that'll be a lot of fun to do, just because there's so much you can do with the ancient Greek area. There's a lot you can do, especially with, like, just the, like, not even just the architecture, just the amount of terraining you can do with it, and, like, because Norway is not just about the architecture, it's all about the terrain as well that you build around it. So we're definitely going to be doing forced perspective stuff when it comes to, like, mountains and all sorts of things like that, which will be a lot of fun. I think that'll be a really good challenge to do. Yeah, so actually later on in this video, we actually get around to doing custom signage, and we actually put in some really cool signs that sort of bring this park alive. One of them being is that this Roman Basilica that we're building, is actually meant to be, how do I put this? Meant to be, English. Meant to be like a show building for a theater, sort of like how Epcot does in Walt Disney World. They do a lot of show buildings. There's like a show building for every single one of them. Like, I think Mexico is the only one that actually has a ride. Anyone then it's like, going through Mexico, sort of thing. I actually don't know. Do all of them have a show building? Because Japan has a show building, Canada has a show building. I think all of them have a show building. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. So yeah, so it's just a show about, like, called The Fallen Rome, talking about how Rome has fallen and the history behind that, why it fell, etc, etc. So I just made, like, a sign for it, and then I also put, like, a ride info sign for my custom signage. I just quickly made that in Photoshop. And then the other thing I worked on was some, like, other signs for the Roman temple, which was like a little, like, stunt show, I guess you could say. It's like a gladiator show. So nothing like crazy. And then I also put, like, a stroller parking sign. So yeah, I definitely actually need to put a sign in where to go for all the areas, so people don't get as lost. And I also need to make, like, a map holder. Those two are pretty important. I need to also build an entrance building, I assume, and put in some, like, turnstiles and stuff. That is a thing I need to go back and do, because I didn't actually do that prior. I think that's pretty important, because how else do you get in? Wow, I don't know why I'm yawning. Yeah, so I'll definitely have to do that. And I actually was thinking about that, and I think the one thing we're gonna do with our park is have multiple entrances. I think we'll have 3 entrances in total. One entrance into the ancient Rome section, which is the main entrance. Then we'll have a side entrance into the World Showcase, which is basically all the countries that don't get a spot in history, and so then get a spot in the World Showcase. Next we'll have an entrance just in the back of the park, just so we have a way to get from one side to the other. And if we really get to that point, we could do, like, a European, like, you know, history water park sort of thing, like a small water park. But it depends, because that'd actually be really cool if we could do that. I would enjoy doing that. Yeah, so that is a really cool idea, and I think I might do parking lot stuff for each of them. And I think road access for at least the backlot areas would be important in each of those sections. It would be nice putting in some city stuff, so it feels like it's actually part of something. Maybe on the outside, and make it like, you know, there's some city right here, so the park is built around, like, in the middle of the city. Sort of like how Disneyland in California sort of does it. I mean, technically they weren't doing it on purpose, they were kind of forced, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm very excited for what this park is going to become, because it is very exciting. Yeah. I am very proud of the Fallen Rome sign that I made. I think that was really cool. It's just using the basic custom text engine in the game, and I think it's shown later on. I might have not been watching close enough, and I might have already passed it. I don't know. But yeah, so that is really cool, and I think the walls do a good effect of just being like, yeah, there's still a building here. But yeah, and I think it turned out really nicely. I think it's a pretty well-made park that we've crafted. So yeah, I am very proud of this park so far. And actually, I was streaming on Twitch today, and they actually got to see, like, much farther than YouTube would ever see, which is actually pretty funny to me. But yeah, you guys shall see soon enough. Yeah, because I am going to be releasing this video on Wednesday. I'm releasing another video on Sunday. Sunday, yeah. Which will be the Ancient Greek section. So we'll be finishing the Ancient Greek area and completely finishing that, because that will be a challenge within itself. Yeah. It actually took. Actually, I won't talk about it. Never mind. I'll talk about it when we get there. But the cool thing about this whole park is that it's very much reliant on vanilla stuff, and I know for a fact we're getting an update pretty soon, so that should help upgrade a lot of the things, especially if we'll get more lighting. I think the 3 things that I really want in the next update for Parkitect is more plants, which I'm pretty sure is coming. Just a lot more plants. The amount of plants we have right now is garbage. We need lighting. More lighting is very important. We're really limited on that. And definitely just more, like, general effects. Like, more water effects, more smoke effects, more fire effects. The fire effects are pretty, Like, it's really hard to cover an area with fire effects. Like, the whole building is on fire. Yeah, I just really want that. Another thing that is just more of a feature, not really, I need this, like, would be animated, custom signs. Like, just putting in a GIF file in, and then putting, letting that run, and you can turn on, like, loop, or don't loop, or, like, that would be really cool. I would really love that, and that'd actually, like, change a lot of things, about this. So, yeah. I'm very excited about this whole project, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I would so much like to do real time, of this entire Roman area. I might do some, overviews, like I'll just, like, do an overview of the whole Roman area, so you guys can see what's been done. I actually didn't put into the video, what I actually did when it came to, like, actual stuff, like, for example, random buildings and building the plaza, and, like, half the Roman city, because it was the same thing as, like, episode 1, and I don't think any of you would have wanted to see that, because it's not as interesting as building an actual, like, interesting thing that's different from everything else. I think that's just more fascinating, in my opinion, than just watching me place, like, 50,000 walls everywhere, and then placing some barrels and details around. Like, I don't know if that's interesting, maybe, to you guys. I don't know. But I thought maybe I'd give it a change of pace, so it's more interesting. And of course, I'll do, like, flyby shots of the whole Roman area. But yeah, so basically, this is pretty much the end. I'll leave you guys with some of the overview shots. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the entire series, and video as a whole. And if you do, then, that's good. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.